Enzymes. A catalyst speeds up a chemical reaction. It might be biological and it might not. But biological catalysts are called enzymes. So you have a million different enzymes in your body. So enzymes speed up chemical reactions. So the chemical reaction could occur without the enzyme, but it would happen so slowly that it would just not happen fast enough for you to continue living.
Do you use enzymes to make, like, enzymes?
Actually, you do. That's an excellent question. So an enzyme is a protein, and so your body is directed by its DNA. And so we're going to spend a whole unit on this in a little bit, a couple months. No, well, we introduced DNA, but we're going to spend a whole unit on exactly how this happens.
Sorry.
Okay, so DNA makes RNA, and there are enzymes that control this process. So you can write enzymes in here. And RNA makes proteins. And of course, some proteins are enzymes. And this whole process from RNA to proteins, bless you, also takes enzymes. So I'm putting that line right, that enzymes right along that arrow. So yeah, in order to make DNA make itself, you need enzymes. In order for DNA to make RNA, you need enzymes. In order for RNA to make proteins, you need enzymes. So if you just start with your DNA,
how do you not lose enzymes in the process? I mean, like, not lose enzymes, but get less.
Well, the enzymes will be broken down. There'll be enzymes that will break down enzymes. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
And so here's a really good question. You've got DNA from your parents, half from your mom, half from your dad. But if you don't have the enzymes to make your RNA, then how do you get going in the first place when you're a single cell?
Because that's what your umbilical cord is for.
Even before that, you start as a single cell, and that single cell...
diffusion, maybe?
Well, that single cell here has DNA in it from mom and dad, but the cell itself actually has lots of enzymes that came from your...
mom.
So go ahead, say it, David. Go ahead. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks.
You're welcome, David. We'll talk about that later, too, a little bit more. But,
you mean the enzymes?
Yeah, well, the whole thing about the egg and the sperm. So a sperm is itty-bitty, so mainly...
Wait, are we going to talk about this right now?
Yeah, just for a second. So...
Okay.
A sperm is tiny, tiny, tiny because it needs to swim. And an egg is... Well, this is a really lopsided egg. You're going to pretend it's round. But an egg is going to be really big compared to the sperm.
Kind of like the one below it?
Yeah, a little bit more like that, but bigger. Anyway, when these two things come together, let's put this in here. They're going to make this fertilized egg, and you're going to pretend I did the proportions in the right size. But anyway, this has DNA, the sperm, but that's pretty much all it has.
You need to draw the tail that's floating off to the side.
The tail.
No, I mean floating off the side of this one.
Oh yeah, goodbye tail. Yeah. And so here's the egg, and it's got also DNA, but it also has all the enzymes you need to get started in life. So here's the zygote, the fertilized egg, and it has the DNA from mom, the DNA from dad, and all those wonderful enzymes and organelles from mom. Thanks, Mom! Go ahead, David.
And all the mitochondria.
Yes, I thought you were going to say thanks, Mom, but...
No, I'm not going to say thanks, Mom.
Okay. Once is enough. Okay, here's a video that is an absolutely fantastic video. I'm going to put this link in It's Learning as... man, I'm not very good at this. I'm going to put this in It's Learning as well, so you can go to that video to look at how important enzymes are. That is probably the saddest video you will ever watch, but it shows you why enzymes are so important.
Why is this sad?
Because there's a kid who doesn't have an enzyme that he really needs, and so he dies. It's really... So it shows you how important enzymes are. That's why I show it to my classes. No. I know. It is. It's really sad.
How many of your kids are just going to skip watching?
Well, I do it in class, so that's just for the kids who are absent. So hopefully none of them.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Okay, chemical reactions involve breaking bonds in the reactants and forming new... Whoops, these are the reactants. So...
you thought it was...
Yep. So these are the reactants, that's what you start with. And forming new bonds in the...
Products?
Excellent.
Products.
And so... the stuff Those would be the products. And so you break bonds here in the reactants, and you form new bonds here in the products. Naming enzymes. Enzymes usually end with ase. So if you remember sugars, they ended in ose, O-S-E, like sucrose, maltose, lactose, glucose, excellent. Enzymes, though, these are proteins, and we name not all enzymes, but most enzymes we end with ase. So for example, lactase. Guess, this is an enzyme. Guess what it breaks down, David?
Lactose.
Excellent. Sucrase. Guess what it breaks down, David?
Sucrose.
Excellent. Maltase.
Lactose.
Excellent. Here's a tougher one. Peptidase. Now here's a tough one because I don't think David saw my unit when I talked about this. Are you here for that? What peptid or peptide? I think you missed that section.
Peptidose, maybe?
So this breaks down, this splits apart amino acids. It breaks down the peptide bonds that are in proteins. Yeah, you missed that. But wait, maybe he can...
did I talk about that?
I think you missed that section, I don't know.
I don't know.
Here, look, lipase. Guess what that breaks down? Lipids.
Oh.
And
I should really know this.
it's okay. Nuclease. Guess what that breaks down?
Nucleases?
Nucleotide or nucleic acids.
Oh, wow.
Good though, huh? How they're named. Isn't that cool?
I know. I should be. I should be. I don't know. I'm out of it.
It's alright, buddy.
I'm out of it.
For those of you who don't know, it's about 10 o'clock at night here for David. Energy. Before it is possible to form new chemical bonds, it is often necessary to break existing bonds, and that actually takes energy. So here's a really important term. You can put a star next to this. Go ahead.
How come you don't like die from losing so much energy with these bonds?
Because you keep eating more and more yummy, delicious food.
Okay, never mind.
So that's how you get more energy. And if you don't have food, eventually you will indeed
die.
Yep. Okay, so activation energy is super important. It's the energy required to stress or weaken existing chemical bonds and start a chemical reaction. So I think I have a picture of that on the next page, sort of. So let me just show you what that looks like. So if this is a picture of energy, and let's say this is the energy of the reactants, and this is the energy of the products. It doesn't just go like this. It doesn't just have your reactants here and they get broken down and release energy to here. You actually, let me get a different color.
Different color?
Yep. So you have this thing called activation energy, and it's this little bump.
So that gives you like the energy you actually use.
So well, you actually put some energy into the system, so you have to take these reactants, add just a teeny little bit of energy. This is the amount of energy over here, and this is time.
Oh, so you add energy and then it breaks it down?
So you add energy, it stresses the bonds enough that they break, they rearrange, they become the products. So your reactants are here, your products are here. The products have less energy, so you definitely released energy. But first you had to add some energy for it to get released.
Okay, that makes sense.
Enzymes lower the activation energy needed to start a chemical reaction. So let's say this is your normal activation energy. And in this case, so this is the amount of energy needed. This is time. These are the reactants over here. These are the products.
What is the product?
Let's say it's, I don't know, glucose, and you break it down to, CO2, whatever, CO2, H2O, and energy, ATP. Okay, so here's your activation energy. That means your reactants have more energy, so you're releasing energy altogether. But you have to
use energy.
Exactly, you have to add
some
energy.
Do you get that energy? Do you get some of that energy back down?
Well, you have to use it. So let's say you use 1 ATP to make that, to start the reaction, then you might make 36 ATP.
No, but what? I know, but it shows on here, putting it up, and then it goes down from that point. But does it like
No, you don't really. Once you use the energy, it's still in the universe, but it dissipates.
Okay, I was just kind of. I shouldn't have been confused in that, but I just wanted to know. Is it just?
No, it's a good question. So here's what an enzyme will do. So the red is going to be the enzyme. So now your reactants and the products both still are at the same part, but the energy you needed right here to start the reaction is less. And so the
instead of 1 ATP, it's
so yeah, exactly.
That doesn't exist.
It doesn't, but so maybe instead of 2 ATP, it's 1 ATP or something. So sometimes students think of it as a little ball. So here's a ball, and if you think about rolling this up a hill before it rolls down, that would be a much harder thing to do than rolling it up this little hill.
Oh yeah, because you gain a lot of potential energy but lose some
right.
So that's why
it's not too hard to roll it up a little hill, but it's hard to roll it up a big hill. So enzymes will take the activation energy. You still need some, but you don't need as much. Make sense? So I think I have the picture. Oh, so I have that picture of the chart. So here's what the activation energy would look like, and then the enzyme lowers this. So the enzyme lowers the activation energy for the catalyzed reaction. In fact, this activation energy might be so high that the reaction would never actually take place. Or it would take the activation energy without the enzyme might be so high that it would take so long that you might die before the reaction ever took place.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying.
So the enzyme will take the energy and just give you.
Don't kill it.
No, it'll let you.
I'm just joking.
It'll let you use less energy to get it started.
It'll start breaking the bonds.
Yeah, it'll bend them the right way. Okay, so I think that's where I want to stop for right now. Thank you.